Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. We've got weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Let me just quickly remind you that the best way to follow weather coverage is through the Meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app, which is absolutely free and available on Google Play or on the App Store. If you don't have the app downloaded yet to your mobile device, this is a good time to do it. Because once we move into the rest of this autumn and through the winter months and going forward, most of the coverage is going to be shifting away from social media platforms, and it will be either on the app or on my subscription platform on Patreon. So just bear that in mind. Also, download the free Angry Ben weather app, the Angry Weatherman, which is available for Android devices and soon to be available for iPhones. Okay, we've got this storm system for tomorrow, so let's get to it. And there's a couple of things I want to point out. First off, with regards to today, we are still in this mode of light rain, patchy light rain and drizzle coming in off the ocean with the onshore flow. But to the south and west, we are setting up for some severe weather risk today, which when you get to late October, early November, that doesn't happen too often. But we've got a marginal risk from the central Gulf Coast northeastward up into Kentucky and Tennessee. Now, on Thursday, Halloween, this area really expands. And we mentioned this yesterday that we thought SPC would do this, expanding the area of thunderstorms further north, which they have. They've pushed it up into southeastern and interior New England and through upstate New York, almost to the Adirondacks. And we've got marginal risk throughout much of Pennsylvania and a slight risk throughout much of southeastern and south central Pennsylvania down through Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. I wouldn't be shocked, by the way, to see that marginal risk area expanded even further. And this is going to be mainly for late Thursday into Thursday night. We're going to see showery rains starting overnight tonight and through the day on Thursday. There will be some breaks in between. And then when the cold front swings eastward, that's when we'll see the worst of it. The other thing to look for is when the wind shift occurs, when the front goes by, which will probably be during the early morning hours on Friday. There will be a brief period of, let's call them howling winds. So I've got the map up here for 9 p.m. Thursday, where it's basically, these are wind gusts of 20 to 30, 35. But as we move through the night, it's somewhere between, say, 2 and 5 a.m. Some models are speeding up the front a little bit. Maybe it becomes a little sooner. But let's say for now, 2 to 5 a.m., that's where we could see some pretty hefty wind gusts of 30 to 40, maybe even some 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And by the way, when we look back up in upstate New York, in and around the Great Lakes, there's going to be some fierce wind action coming in off of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. And it does funnel southward down into at least western Pennsylvania, and it also tends to funnel down a bit in northeastern Pennsylvania and in the Catskills and up in the Poconos. So just bear that in mind. And we also have some strong winds being indicated for southeastern New England. On the national radar, starting to get very busy today to our west and south, but we still have some time to buy here with the leading edge of the rain, at least as of 10:30 Eastern time, not really all that close. So I think we should be fine from the standpoint of this steadier, heavier shower activity getting in here. And you see the embedded bands of heavy rain going down into the Gulf states and all the way back west into Illinois and Missouri. This is going to start moving in during the overnight. And again, it's going to come in waves. And in this northern and western edge, by the way, through parts of Colorado, but concentrated more today in Kansas and over into Nebraska and Iowa, will be a narrow area of accumulating snow, just to put that in there for the snow lovers. You got a pretty solid feed here. Gulf moisture shooting out northeastward, feeding in. The whole trough is coming east. And if you watch here on the water vapor imagery, you see it actually in play, how the upper air works with this deep trough that's swinging out in the west. And you've got this tropical feed that comes up from the Caribbean and then turns northward into the Gulf states and then runs up to the northeast. So this is really setting up for a solid event here. Now, the NAM probably has we'll call it the most optimistic look with regards to the next couple of days, the next 2 days, because of the fact that the showery rains come in bands, and there's one that's for tonight into tomorrow morning. Looks like it comes to an end about the time the morning commute ends. Then there's a break during the day tomorrow. And we wait for the cold front to come through with these showers and storms. And this is at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. There's a squall line of storms in eastern Pennsylvania, if this is correct. And then it moves eastward and it weakens a bit as it moves east across New Jersey and out into southeastern New England. And then of course, then we're going to deal with the wind shift and the strong winds. If you look closely, you can see the V shape here, the isobars. So when that front comes through, it's a very sharp wind shift that's going to occur. And oftentimes, this is where you could see some of your strongest wind gusts. As far as rain goes, in terms of rainfall amounts, I think that's going to be dependent on the variability of some of these thunderstorms that'll be in the mix. It could be as little as a half an inch of rain along the immediate coast. It could be on the order of a couple of inches of rain as you head, say, western New Jersey, the Hudson Valley westward. That's where there seems to be the model concentration through all of this. The GFS has been a little bit more bullish with the rainfall, and they've actually, this model's done a better job lately of picking out how these storms are going to behave. So it has a bit more of a wetter profile for tomorrow. So we'll look at that really fast, and then we're going to wrap it up here. But it has a wetter profile for tomorrow. So you got the same band that comes in for tonight and into Thursday morning, comes in a little faster. I think it matches up with the radar pretty well. By 8 or 9 o'clock, you get into a little break, but it really starts to bring in more rain as early as 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then you get the main cold front coming through. It is right along the coast at about 2 a.m., and that's when you get the big wind shift. Windy, drier on Friday. The weekend is looking good, albeit on the chilly side. There'll be another low that'll develop offshore, but it'll be far enough out where it's not an issue. So I'm thinking for Friday, we'll see rapid improvement with skies going partly to mostly sunny rather quickly, and no worse than a mix of sun and clouds for Saturday and for Sunday, with temperatures over the weekend mostly in the 50s. So that's it. So we're going to wrap it up here. We have our regular YouTube live stream coming up tonight at 7 o'clock, so be sure you join in on that. And again, to remind you, if you're still watching right now and you haven't downloaded the meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app or Angry Ben's weather app, the Angry Weatherman, be sure to do it today. It is absolutely free. All right, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.